everyone. It's lovely to see you again. I hope you've been well. So I am surrounded by winter flowers right now, and I feel really inspired by the energy. It is sunset. It's like a beautiful sort of pinky sky right now. So again, the lighting is really different. I usually light with sunlight, but you know, there's not as much sunlight around at the moment, so we're gonna go for other lights. Okay, so I have a very interesting reading kind of I'm inspired for this reading basically because I looked at my moon calendar. I have like a little moon calendar that has the cycles of the moon, and it's actually a moon planting guide because there are different times in the moon cycles that's most optimal to plant different things. And yeah, so I was looking at my moon calendar and I realized that the next 2 full moons that we have are both in Aquarius, which is pretty amazing because, well, it's just pretty amazing. Usually there is not so much, like, this is quite unusual to me. I'm not an actual astrologer, but I follow astrology and I study it intuitively. I can read charts intuitively from what I know and stuff like that, but I'm definitely not an astrologer. But there is a full moon on the 24th of July, so all of the dates and times that I'm giving are true for the Southern Hemisphere. Because you know what, Southern Hemisphere does not often get represented, you guys. So I'm gonna go for it and represent the Southern Hemisphere today. So on the 24th of July, correct for the Southern Hemisphere, we have a full moon in Aquarius. And this full moon is coming in at 1 degree, 26 minutes of Aquarius. So there are 29 degrees within a sign, within an astrological sign. So we are at the 1st degree for a full moon, which is really unique as well. But then on the 22nd of August, approximately 1 month later, we have another full moon in Aquarius. This time it's at 29 degrees, 37 minutes of Aquarius. So like, this is just phenomenal to me because we have this beautiful cycle opening up for us where we have the first full moon at 1 degree of the sign, and then the next full moon is at the 29th degree of the sign. So to me, this is incredibly potent energy. I feel like this is, you know, just, it's a portal in and of itself. But add this to the mix, we have a new moon in between those two full moons on Lionsgate. We have a new moon in Leo on the 8th of the 8th, which is Lionsgate, on the 8th of August. So again, this is true for the Southern Hemisphere. It may be different for the Northern Hemisphere. I don't know if the new moon will fall on Lionsgate in the Northern Hemisphere, but I'm just so like stoked about this. I'm so excited. So we have we have a full moon in Aquarius we have a full moon in Aquarius at 1 degree of Aquarius, 26 minutes. Then we have a new moon in Leo at 16 degrees, 14 minutes of Leo on the 8th of August, which is Lionsgate, 8th of the 8th, which is a portal energy. And then we have a full moon in Aquarius on the 22nd of August. That's at 29 degrees, 37 minutes of Aquarius. So, I mean, this is just big energy to me. It's beautiful energy. It is a portal of like the new earth energy coming through, because the new earth is so being carried by this energy of the age of Aquarius. And Aquarius is just, it brings a lot of surprises because it's ruled by Uranus, and Uranus as a planet it brings this very unexpected electrical energy where things just manifest or are invented, or innovations can take place. So the next sort of 4 to 6 weeks, I mean, even bigger than that, because the influence is felt of a full moon is felt 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after the moon. So I mean, really the next sort of eight weeks, couple of months, there is just this packed energy. Like, I'm happy about it though, because intuitively, I feel like this is going to actually be like this cosmic assistance for us on Earth. I really feel this. So that's what has inspired me to do this reading today, this pick a card reading today, okay? So I really want to just tune in for you personally over the next few months. What is your soul kind of asking of you? What do you need to kind of know or be illuminated? What messages would benefit you at this time, so that you can really make use of this portal energy to bring through what you wish to bring through upon this earth, okay? Okay, so that being said, I have 3 crystals as usual. 3, I love the number 3. So group number 1 is this citrine crystal. Group 2 is this selenite crystal. And group 3 is this rose quartz, which I don't know how well it will show up on camera, but it's honestly a beautiful, beautiful crystal. So group 1, group 2, and group 3. Hopefully you can see them okay. And then, yeah, I'll see you for your reading, okay? Okay. Hello, group 1. Welcome to your reading. So I want to pull a chakra card for you straight away, I feel, so that I can understand your energy very much better. Okay, so you got sacral chakra, and then this root chakra one wants to come out as well. Okay, so the lower chakras. Okay, so, well, okay, so root chakra seems to be blocked in you. So, my feeling for you, root chakra. I'm actually feeling that you're going to be focusing a lot on your lower chakra energy, and by that it's really about our connection to the physical world. Root chakra, sacral chakra, and solar plexus chakra are the lower 3 chakras, okay? And I'm seeing that you're going to be clearing a lot out of that space so that you can actually anchor into the earth and enjoy your experience more. One thing that actually I've been really focusing on recently and really aware of is to build and create a life that I actually want to be in, that I actually want to exist in. Because you are a spiritual seeker, you are a Weisho, you are potentially a light worker or resonate more with darker energy, dark goddess energy. Whatever you resonate with, you are bringing through the frequency of the new earth. You are bringing through the frequency of the new earth through you, through your being. It's not anything that you're doing so much. It's just about the frequency that you are and the energy that you hold, okay? Now, because you are connected to spirit and you have gifts yourself, what can happen is that, and I see this for you, you might feel more comfortable in these upper chakras. And these upper chakras are connected to spirit world. And they are not so connected to the earth. They are part of the earth because they're part of you, but they're actually our access to kind of like higher realms and to higher frequencies, okay? So I'm really talking about throat, third eye, and crown chakra. It's divine. It's the part of you that's very, very divine, okay? The throat chakra, we speak our manifestation into the world. The third eye, we see truth. And with the crown chakra, we access our freedom through our choices. And we create our karmic patternings that way too. And Kitty's playing with the curtain, and I'm apologizing about that. She's having some fun. Okay, so message for you, have fun. But what I'm seeing is that you probably aren't even consciously aware of this, but you favor being in your upper chakras more than your lower chakras. And the reason for this is because every single being on earth, like all of us humans, we have trauma stored in our lower chakras from our other lifetimes. We just do, because this is the part of our connection to earth. And especially in the root chakra and the solar plexus chakra, we hold the root chakra and the solar plexus chakra, both of the chakras that you got, we hold trauma from this and other lifetimes. And that trauma can create blocks and restrictions in our ability to receive our life force in a way that is grounded and coming through us in balance. So what happens when these two chakras are blocked is that our personal will in our solar plexus chakra, so you could call it like personal will is like the thing you use for your willpower, right? Kitty! I'm sorry, she's probably going to be making some noises around, okay? But she wants to be in this room, so I'm not going to kick her out. So when we have trauma in these lower chakras, the solar plexus chakra, which is our personal will, our earthly will, it can become distorted. And it can become distorted by either being overactive or underactive. So an overactive solar plexus chakra is when we become kind of ego dominant, right? We override our heart space or our intuition with our ego. And you know, an example for this, and this is part of life, right? But an example of this is, say someone wants to go on a diet and they're saying, I'm not gonna, you know, and you have this thing come up with, I really want to eat ice cream. Well, the personal will, the willpower at the solar plexus chakra, which is connected to our ego, will say, no, we're not eating ice cream, we're on a diet, you know, that kind of thing. So it's that kind of energy, right? But the will can become distorted because it can become kind of enmeshed with the ego. And then we can use this beautiful power that we have in our solar plexus chakra to kind of fulfill our ego, which is part of life. Like, I don't personally feel like there's anything wrong with ego because it's a part of us. I don't believe in eradicating it because it's a part of us. And it's our expression as this individual incarnation that is completely unique. However, when it's overactive in that way, when it's kind of become enmeshed with the ego, then we cut off our connection to our divine will. And we all have a divine will because we all have that higher self, or we all have a crown chakra. So our crown chakra is kind of like our divine will. It is our freedom to choose. But through the crown chakra, we are connected to every lifetime we've ever lived. We're connected to divine wisdom in our soul star chakra, okay? And we pull this through because we've lived many lifetimes, some not on earth, some not on earth, some are not on earth, okay? So you pull them through, and this allows you to kind of align to this higher power, which makes manifesting things on earth or creating your reality on earth a lot easier because we have help from our divinity. We align to a higher power that flows through us, okay? So when our solar plexus chakra is underactive, then we hand our power over all of the time. Okay, so this is kind of, again, it's a form of the solar plexus chakra becoming enmeshed with the ego, but the ego is sort of deflated. We do not have self-worth, or we do not trust in our ability to choose for ourselves, or we do not trust that we can take responsibility for our life. So we want to hand that power over to someone else. So that would be the underactive solar. Now I could talk about the chakras for like years, and I do actually talk about them a lot, but the message coming through for you is to really, really keep on working on clearing, especially the root and the sacral chakra of past life and current life trauma, stuck energy, patterns of choosing things that creates negative karma for you. And negative karma is simply something that takes away your life force from you. Because your will is strong. You have a strong will. I'm seeing this. You have a very strong will. And what will make this whole system in you flow way better is when you align this will to your crown. So yes, because what I'm seeing is like you're very good at meditating, you're very good at channeling, or you're very good at sitting with energy or reading energy or healing. All these things you're gifted in, and that's beautiful, but it's like your soul is wanting to balance the energy all through your system, because right now I'm seeing it and your energy is up here. Sorry, Kitty's still going crazy. So your energy is still up here, right? and you're wanting to pull it through, down, 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 integrating it down, grounding in down, okay? Because when we have our energy floating up here, it creates that kind of consciousness that's like, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be on earth, why am I here? What's the point of earth? What's the point of living here? What's the point of my life? It creates meaningless life. It creates kind of a meaningless life. And kitten, sorry. I'm not saying that your life is meaningless, gosh, I'm really not. But what I'm saying is that you're here on earth. You're meant to be here. You chose to be here. So clearing these chakras and inhabiting more these lower energies, okay? It's not about it being like low vibrations. It's just like lower chakra energies. So root chakra is like family. It's the earth. It's community. It's children. It's soulmates. It's belonging to earth. It's feeling like you're meant to be here to some extent, you know, and feeling safe to be here, feeling like you're actually safe on earth. And sacral chakra is about the fun that's to be had here while we're here. Earth is a playground of sorts. You can enjoy your life. You can have different physical experiences. They're actually pretty remarkable. I mean, even eating is quite a remarkable thing. Sacral chakra rules our sense of taste, okay? Root chakra rules our sense of smell. So, focusing on root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra energies at the moment is really clear. Even this is like such a solar plexus chakra crystal to me, this citrine. It's really, maybe you should get yourself some citrine, I don't know, but it's powerful. So in making your life something that you want to be in, that you want, like, I recently have been very working on this myself, actually, working on making my life something that I want to wake up to every day, that I actually want to be a part of, not something that I resist its existence of, or that I can't feel gratitude for, or that I am feeling like is meaningless, like why am I here, okay? And often those feelings arise because we have this stagnant energy in our lower chakras, and therefore we have preference to just floating up in these spiritual energies up here. But we need to be grounded because we're on earth. So we need to be grounded in the choices that we're making, okay? And choices like root chakra energy choices would be the choice to, what are you going to eat today? How can I nourish myself with food? How can I find a group of people that I feel like I belong to? How can I create a community? Those kinds of things. Sacral chakra is allowing yourself to enjoy different physical experiences. The other message that's coming through is that you have had a lot of lifetimes where you have worked on trying to disconnect from the physical realm as a form of spiritual practice. So for example, being like a nun or a monk or I guess a priest or something. And what that practice is, and it's historically like in the age of Pisces, which is we've just come out of and we're coming into the age of Aquarius, the age of Pisces, it was a time of it was a time of karmic like retribution. We had to pay a lot of karma back. It was a very hard age that we've been through, basically. What the search for spirit in that time, or the search for deeper meaning, or the way of sort of actualizing ourselves in that time period, was often through the channels of trying to cut off or transcend the physical experience. So it was like, you know, doing a lot of fasting or doing a lot of meditation, or isolating yourself from community, or taking vows of abstinence like nuns, like, you know, celibacy, those kinds of energies, like not having intimacy with another, trying to live very frugally or like minimal, or just eating to survive, not eating for pleasure, and those kinds of things. So it's like this energy of pleasure wanting to come back into your life, and spirit wants to tell you that those ideas that you might hold from your other lifetimes around, you know, the best way for me to be spiritual or to find myself or to actualize, however you want to word it, is to, you know, try to cut off from the physical experience as much as I can. And to me, like, again, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. You're the powerful creator of your own reality, right? But what I'm feeling is, what will serve you most is to actually feel comfortable in those energies. Feel comfortable with eating. Feel comfortable with taking pleasure in being here in all ways, rather than trying to not be here, right? Through spiritual transcendence. It's like kind of like the path of our spirit, of our soul right now, to me, is not through isolation. It's not to be alone and meditate in a cave for the rest of your life and just eat like plain rice and be very, it's about like, what can I do here? Like, how can I be a part of this? And, this is something that I've been like, I get that you might not feel super connected to your community around you, or you might not know how to find community right now, because, if you resonate with my channel, then you're probably a pretty unique soul. Like, I get it. A kitty is going insane. I'm really sorry if that's really distracting noise. But it is possible, like it is. And you are this beacon of light, of love, or of darkness even, because the darkness is a very powerful feminine energy, and to me light is a very powerful kind of energy. Light is sort of akin to love, but it also represents masculine energy. But anyway, you are really planted in your place of incarnation. You might not live there anymore, but wherever you incarnated to was very specifically chosen by your soul, because you were meant to be a lighthouse in that area. You were meant to be this beacon of light. And it's not anything that you do, it's simply who you are. It's simply the energy that you radiate into the world. It's simply the energy that you radiate into the world. So coming to peace with your community could be challenging, because you probably felt very different growing up, or you probably felt like, did you hear that? You probably did feel quite different growing up then. It's okay. So part of the spiritual path that your soul is wishing to walk is to find a place of belonging. And I guess belonging is always in the self, it's in us, right? It's not, but at the same time, belonging can very much look like meeting a group of people that you love, or finding people who have like-minded ways of looking at things, or that you feel inspired by, or finding that soulmate that you want to settle down with, or whatever. So again, sacral chakra energy, like I'm seeing a lot of very practical messages coming through for you, like, oh my gosh, like food, focusing on what are you eating, how is it nourishing you, and how is it not nourishing you, as well as sacral chakra is movement, bodily movement and embodiment within the body. So like dancing, yoga, doing things that exercise your body, and maybe even strengthening your core with the citrine energy, it's solar plexus energy. And when we have a strong body, we have a strong mind, So I'm seeing very practical things, and to try to push yourself out of your comfort zone to get out into the world more. I know we've got like other things going on, right, that might be literal like lockdown on you being able to go out and stuff. But if you are able to put yourself into those spaces that you might feel kind of like an alien in, but your energy is actually healing that space. Your energy is lighting up that space. Like there's something very important about you being in that space rather than isolating away from it. Being in that space, it's going to activate certain things for you, but it's also about what your soul has set for your intention for this lifetime, which is about being kind of disruptive in your energy. So your energy, because you have this frequency that you hold, it's very high, you bring your frequency everywhere you go, and what that does is it disrupts the energy around you. So you're like this crystal, right, walking along and then radiating out throat chakra block. Radiating out from you is your aura, and in your aura is your frequency, and your frequency is probably like ding 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 like this, and it's interacting with everyone else's auras, and it's having an impact. Okay, and again, it's not anything that you're doing, it's simply who you are as a soul, as an energy. And you disrupt spaces that you go into very beautifully. You alter them, you change them, you modify them because of who you are and your frequency. And it's a gift, but potentially sometimes people respond to you in ways that you don't understand or are not overly receptive to your energy or something. But that is not really like your fault. It's not your fault. You are who you are, and you're actually doing healing work just by bringing yourself into the world. Just by being here is healing things, okay? Because you hold a frequency that is quite ding, 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 ding. You know, it's ding, 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 ding. It's up here. Ding, 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 ding. It's high. Whereas our collective consciousness right now, it's over here. It's like so it's different. It's contrasting, right? It's a contrast. So yeah, you come into a space and you're like ding, 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 and it does disrupt the energy, but that is awesome. That is really, really cool. Okay? Okay. Group one. Group one. Group one. Group one. Wow. Wow. So you got harmony, power, self-confidence, and productivity. So, and again, the messages are similar, but there is, so power, self-confidence, and productivity. And this card is number 3. And number 3 is the number of the solar plexus chakra. Okay, so we've got root, sacral, solar plexus represented. And what I'm feeling for you is that these small things like focusing on food, like, you know, basic stuff, but it's going to actually increase your productivity. It's going to increase your self-confidence, and it's going to increase your experience of your personal power. So by making these lower chakras a place you actually enjoy being rather than something that holds a lot of pain, you know, by really clearing that pain from the lower chakras. And I don't feel like, okay, so let me be really clear, because the way that we clear it is by just being in it. Like, how can I explain this? So instead of kind of avoiding, you know, your basic needs for food, for sleep, for shelter, for safety, even for human connection, even for belonging, even for community. These are all basic needs of our physical being. These are basic needs. So by avoiding them, it is kind of like compacting the pain into them, okay? But by going deeper into them and by embracing your basic needs, by embracing the fact you have to eat and sleep and have fun and have community, by embracing that and by being present and embodied in your earthly experience, that is what will clear it, okay? So I'm not saying that you have to be like healing forever and it's going to take ages and da da da. No. That's not what I mean by this. I simply mean by being in the energy will clear it. But right now, there is a tendency, and I'm not saying it's conscious, it's just kind of how your chakras have been made, because maybe in your childhood, you did not incarnate into a physical experience that was very comfortable. And so, of course, you have a tendency to go up into these upper chakras where you can find some sense of comfort or relief or connection, you know? So it's very understandable, but by really embracing these energies, embracing the fact you have to eat to survive, embracing the fact that, you know, sleep is something that we need, embracing the fact you need community, this is what will clear it and make all the difference for you. And it's going to balance your power out really nicely, okay? Because you're very powerful in these upper chakras, which are very important. But we have to be able to withstand our lower chakras, which has a lot of trauma from our other lifetimes. I mean, think about it. Like, just think about it for a second. Like, think about all the lifetimes you've likely lived on Earth. I mean, you don't have to you don't have to like be able to remember all your lives or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, look at recent history. What kind of experiences did people have in recent history? Like, if, for example, if you were incarnate as a female in recent history, well, the options for your life were, you know, pretty limited because of your gender. ¿Qué tendo tú? Come here. It's okay. If you were incarnate as a female in recent history, then, you know, there was a lot of situations that you probably had to go through, maybe like arranged marriages, or, you know, maybe a way of trying to find power was to become a nun, you know, to kind of try and separate from these things, or, you know, things of like, you know what I'm trying to say, because I don't want to overtly say it, but you know the kind of things that I'm trying to say, right? So it's like you would hold the trauma from those lifetimes in these lower chakras, especially the root chakra and the sacral, yeah. But especially the root, because the root is our most, it's like a raw nerve. It's like, it's our actual connection to Earth. So it's like when that has trauma there, then our actual experience of Earth feels very like, you know, it's like a raw nerve, like straight on that raw nerve. Okay, I have to go get, I have to let Kitty out. All right, you're not coming back in. Okay, so here we are. So, okay, so hopefully I'm making sense, right? Because I'm trying not to say it, trying not to overtly say it, but you know the kind of trauma I'm talking about, all right? So we hold this in our bodies, in our being, and we're not necessarily aware that we're always favoring these upper chakras. But like I said with the example, like maybe you incarnated this lifetime into a childhood experience that was for whatever reason quite uncomfortable to you physically. You know, for whatever reason, lots of reasons. Maybe you felt, you know, like the physical, like you had physical complications, or, you know, things like bullying, or, you know, your family of origin, issues with that. Like there's many reasons why we can find our physical experience slightly uncomfortable, right? Or a lot uncomfortable. But what this does is it recreates these patterns of what is our karma. It recreates patterns of karma, such as, you know, us trying to escape from the physical reality into these upper energies, these higher energies. But it doesn't serve us. It doesn't really serve our soul, because what serves our soul is not to escape from our reality. What serves our soul is to embody our beingness and to start to make choices that align us to our truth. And that's a really fancy way of saying we start to make choices that honor ourselves. We start to make choices that are positive for who we are at soul level. Positive meaning it increases our energy that's available to our being. So when we choose to escape from the lower chakras, this creates negative karmic momentum in us, because we can't escape from who we are. We can't escape from who we are. And these lower chakras are just as much a part of us as the higher chakras, as the heart chakra, as the aura, you know? So embodying and engaging in these lower chakras is really your ticket to power, self-confidence, productivity, and harmony right now. It is. And again, I've given you some examples of how to do that, which is to really just get honest about basic needs like food, sleep, intimacy, community, your connection to earth and nature, the natural world, things like soulmates, and clearing, that will clear that past life stuck energy, okay? That will start to clear it, because you're occupying that space instead of that space kind of occupying you, you know? You're taking your power back in that way, because we can't avoid our basic needs, all right? And I know our basic needs can sometimes feel quite cumbersome or tiresome, you know? Our need for food is like it's every day, you know, it's like, gosh, again, I gotta keep buying and cleaning my dishes and doing it again, and but there is something very powerful for you about really just going like, all right, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, you know. I love this for you. Okay, let's pull you an affirmation card. Group 1, Spirit, affirmation for group 1, affirmation for group 1. Gosh, 3. I guess that makes sense, the 3 chakras. All right, so this is for your root chakra then. Oh my gosh. Can't even, okay. I have a perpetual attitude of gratitude. I am content to be who and what I am. I look for things to be thankful for. Okay, so this made me go so much because the root chakra, to me, the empowered expression of our root chakra is gratitude. It's sort of compassion as well, but it's also gratitude. It's like, and gratitude is a complicated energy, and actually Elle from Soul Star Visions, I think she has a video on gratitude somewhere on her channel, because I remember her talking about it recently, or, you know, within the past few months, and I was like, wow, this is the best explanation of gratitude I've ever heard. Because oftentimes, and this is something she was saying, oftentimes we think of gratitude, and I'm not going to explain it as well as she did, but oftentimes we think gratitude is saying, you know, I'm grateful that I have food in my fridge. I'm grateful that I have electricity. You know, I'm grateful that I have this thing that is here right now. And in a way, that's not really gratitude. Like, gratitude is when you really connect in that vulnerable way that is like, to me, it's like being so like filled up with the energy of what is, like really experiencing what is, experiencing like, I actually get to eat this food right now and experience what this food feels like and tastes like, and just, it's like remarkable. It's like tuning into what is actually happening and feeling actually grateful for it, instead of kind of avoiding what's actually happening, trying to ignore it, and then kind of in this perpetual energy of complaining, like, oh, why is life like this? Why is life like that? It's sort of like complaining, sort of like not being quite present in what's actually happening. Because if you think about it, gratitude to me is the energy of like, this moment right now, I will never experience again. Like, this is a unique moment in my life right now. And I'm so grateful that this is happening right now, because there are so many things that in the future, it won't be like this. You know, this may never be like this again. And I'm grateful that this is actually here and present right now in my experience. Like, because it's that thing of not taking things for granted, you know, like people in our life, you know, we might be complaining about them, but can we tune into like the gratitude we feel for their existence? Even like, I actually caught myself the other day. I was in this energy of feeling kind of like complaining about like just the world. Like, I was just like, you know, that energy you can get into sometimes where it's sort of, you're just like, you know, just like just pissed off for no real reason, and just feeling resistant to like the existence of every human being around you for no real reason. Like, it's just sort of there, and you're just like, everything's so annoying. And then I had this thought, and I think it was really spirit planting this in my head. I had this thought of like, what if I was the only one on earth? Like, what if I was the only one here? How terrified I would be, how horrible that would be, how isolated and alone I would feel, and how I wouldn't have anyone else to point the finger out there and say, it's your fault that I feel like this, or like, why can't this person be better, or why do I have to see my neighbors all the time? Duh. You know, it's like, I suddenly felt this contrast come in of like, I'm actually grateful that there are all of this sea of humanity around me that actually like gives me this sense of comfort that I usually just complain about. Because actually, I would hate to be on earth alone. We're not, as in human beings, we're not meant to be alone. Like, we're meant to have other people around us. But can you even imagine how horrible it would be? Like, we're so lucky that we get to have all these people around us that we can complain about. We can be like, oh, this person's like this, and this person's like this. But it's like, imagine our existence just without that. And I know that that's kind of like, oh, well, that's not going to happen, and da-da-da. But like, that's kind of like the kind of perspective that I'm kind of feeling, is like feeling grateful for what is, because it is. And feeling grateful that this person is in my life right now, because I don't know if they'll be in my life forever. I don't know if what will happen. Feeling grateful that I can have this experience, because it would never be like this again. Things change all the time. All the time things change. All the time. And sometimes we don't know how sacred a time period in our life is until we look back, because it's changed and we're not in it anymore. You know, or how sacred that time was with that person, because they're gone now. You know, that's gratitude to me, is like holding the sacredness of our experience, because it is uniquely happening right now in this moment. It's unfolding, and it will never be like this ever again. Okay, sacral chakra energy. These are your affirmations for your sacral chakra. I do not need to wait until I become perfect before I love myself. Loving myself is the quickest way to create a wonderful life. As I learn to love myself, I become powerful. As I learn to love myself, I become powerful. As I learn to love myself, I become powerful. And yeah, I do not need to wait until I become perfect before I love myself. Loving myself is the quickest way to create a wonderful life. Beautiful. Solar plexus chakra. I am surrounded and filled with infinite wisdom. I am one with the very power that created me. This power loves all its creations, including me. That's it. The creating oneness between your willpower and the power of your divine will. Because you have a divine will, and it's connected to source energy, and it's connected to your life force energy, you know? So it's actually like the more you align your personal willpower to your divine will, it's like the more life force energy you have flowing through you. And the more life force energy you have flowing through you, the more abundance and ease flows into your life. Really is like that. Okay, group 1. I send you so much love. I really hope this reading has served you in some way today. And yeah, thanks for being here on Earth. I appreciate you. Bye-bye. Hey, group 2. How are you? I hope you're well, as always. So you chose the selenite crystal. I feel like you're going through a purification process right now. You're really purifying your channel for spirit through many different things I'm seeing, even like just simple things like drinking filtered water or changing up your toothpaste so it's not so heavily fluoridated and things like this. I'm seeing a big like third eye energy for you, and you're integrating your third eye power and truth into your everyday life, and trying to balance like your truth versus mainstream truth, and how those can clash pretty heavily, you know. And sometimes I'm feeling for you is like sometimes you feel kind of like the burden of the truth, like knowing the truth feels like heavy for you, or you just wish other people could see things differently and things like this. And I really feel like this is a process though of like your gifts just becoming stronger. Your gifts are becoming stronger, and you're learning to speak truth no matter what, to tell your truth no matter what, because in a way, like we might feel like speaking truth can alienate us because other people might be like, that's really what you believe, or like you're crazy, that kind of energy. A lot of us have a fear of being told we're crazy, because, well, for very real reasons, you know, that can be a dangerous place to be if people think we're crazy. But what I'm seeing is that by not speaking your truth, by silencing yourself, by not sharing your opinion, you are alienating yourself anyway. You know, you're alienating yourself. You're not letting other people do it, but you're going ahead and doing it anyway, you know. So I'm seeing you're finding a balance about when do I speak up, when don't I, and really working through the fear that can be entrenched in our psychic gifts. Because the reason we often have a fear of being called crazy or a witch or things like that is because being those things or being seen as those things historically has meant and still can mean, extreme forms of like punishment, ridicule, alienation, I can't even talk. But you know what I'm saying. Like witches burnt at the stake, or you're locked up in a mental hospital, like all these things, like, there's a lot of fear of those things, like in your body, like in your emotional body, there's the fear of those things, like the fear of being seen as different or the fear of holding a unique perspective. But I'm also seeing like it's the thing that will set you free is if you feel like you can speak your mind, because you're also going to then attract the people to you that you actually like don't feel like you have to walk on eggshells around all the time, because they can't handle the truth, Now I've got this song playing in my head. It's like All Bad. Who's it by? I know it features Mariba. And one of the lyrics is like, when I'm trying to tell the truth, it's all bad. If you're looking for the proof, it's all there. Wait a minute. I've got it in my song thing. Beauty, just hanging out here. I think you're a bit of a beauty group too. Okay, All Bad by J.I.D. featuring Mariba. And the lyrics that were going through my head, and if I'm trying to tell the truth, it's all bad. Because if you're looking for the proof, it's all there. Come on, baby, I'ma tell the truth and nothing but the truth. You can't handle it. You can't handle the truth, no. So I feel like that's kind of your energy right now is like, I want to tell the truth, but people can't flip and handle the truth. Breakthrough. Woo, woo. Okay, big breakthrough. Let's see the chakra that wants to come through for you today. I'm going to close my eyes. I know it's hilarious, but I don't want to see the chakra card that I'm picking. Sacral chakra, breakthrough in your sacral chakra. Freeing yourself from toxic shame. Shame is the thing that says that if I tell the truth and other people can't handle it, then like I'm bad, I'm a big baddie, It's that thing, I was talking about this with my friend the other day, where that very challenging thing to balance with when we speak truth and someone else takes it personally and feels personally victimized by the truth that we speak, okay? And what that can do, and I'm not saying, sometimes people can try to sort of weaponize their victimhood to shame you into submitting, to shutting up, or to shame you out of your opinion, or to shame you into conforming to like the collective, or to shame you into basically just not making them feel threatened anymore, And so it's a real like thing to balance with the whole, if I tell the truth and you can't handle it, and then you try to shame me, which is sacral chakra shadow energy, out of my self-expression, my personal creative self-expression, which is very aligned to your truth, that is a very challenging pattern to be in. It's very present in sort of narcissistic dynamics, okay? So that might be something you want to look into, is sort of understanding these dynamics with sort of the archetype or the archetypal energy of like the narcissist. But really I feel like narcissism is like a spectrum that we're all on, and even, I mean, there's so much I could say about this, but it's a very spiritual thing. Like I see it through this lens of like, it's a very spiritual dynamic of often life force energy being exchanged or harvested, really. So the narcissist, to me, is a soul that needs to receive their life force energy from everyone around them and doesn't receive it through their own vessel, for whatever reasons. And they will control you so that they can have your life force. Come to me, so they can have all your life force come to them. And oftentimes the mechanism of control is through shame. It's trying to shame you out of your beauty, out of your soul's beauty, And certainly if you try to speak truth to a narcissist, you're not going to be heard. You're not going to be listened to, okay? So you might be dealing with something of that kind of a dynamic right now, or you historically have, and you're healing that. Let's go in. Let's go deeper, I mean. Okay. Thinking of you, a loving thought and serendipity. Thinking of you, oh dear. Okay. So, okay. So, Ace of Cups is the bottom of the deck. That's interesting. There is some kind of a person in your energy field. But they're not in the third dimension with you. They're in a different dimension with you. So, but it's like a love energy. But they're not in the 3D with you. They're in a different, you're connected at a higher dimension. Could be fourth dimensionally. You might be dreaming about this person or thinking of them a lot, because the fourth dimension is like our mind and it's the astral realm, and then the fifth dimension is kind of like our soul, it's like fifth dimension, well, it's a lot of things. So, can I just start to tune in, channel. So, okay, so yeah, you got the Tree of Life, fertility, creativity, destiny, and magical blessings. And Ocean of eternal love, healing, creativity, and fertility. So we've got fertility and creativity twice. Magical blessings as well, and healing. And then we've got this card, which is attachment, letting go, restriction, and fear. So, yeah. I'm feeling like the letting go is of the restrictions that you place on your own self-expression. Because the sacral chakra is, it's not the self-expression that comes through our throat chakra, but it's the self-expression that is more like soulful. Like it's the way that your soul creatively expresses itself upon the earth, which is entirely unique to you and is entirely connected to your unique beauty, you know? So I'm seeing you having a breakthrough, you're going through a breakthrough right now. I just heard going through a breakup right now. That could be happening right now as well, or like a separation or something. But sorry, that's more of like a sideline energy. I don't think it's present for everyone. But you're going through a breakthrough right now where you're letting go of the restriction in your life. Restriction comes in many forms. But it's like you're letting go of restricting your truth, restricting your self-expression, truly. So we've got the Fool as well, the Fool card and the Tower card for your major arcana cards, okay? So this is big, this is powerful change, really powerful change, like really powerful change. I'm seeing that you're letting go and walking away. Yeah, you're letting go of someone, something, or some pattern of behavior or some group of people. And you're letting go as well of hiding yourself. You're letting go of hiding or dimming your light. You're letting go of fighting to be heard. So instead of saying, you know, well, if I'm only around people that don't want to hear what I have to say, then you're kind of like letting go of trying to force yourself to be heard. And you're realizing or recognizing that you can be listened to and loved and appreciated by people. Like that you don't have to fight someone who is resistant to listening to you, you know? That is sort of an energy drain. Yeah, you're letting go of anything that's draining your energy. And we've got the Two of Swords here as well, which is very powerful, kind of like a decision that you do not go back, you can't go back from, like a decision you just make and it's like done. The Two of Swords is like you make a decision and you slice off the other option. So it's a big decision and maybe you've been contemplating it for a while, but I'm seeing it's a breakthrough for you, you know? It's a breakthrough for you. It's a breakthrough for you. It might have felt quite challenging. I mean, I'm sure it has felt very challenging leading up to this, or even still if you haven't quite cut it off yet. But like it's going to be very good for you. Queen of Swords, I'm seeing you're standing more in your power and your authority to do with your voice and again, your self-expression. Because the Queen of Swords is the energy in us that can speak our truth and speak our boundaries, put up boundaries through words and through actions and choices. And what I'm seeing is that you're like, the Seven of Wands is here, and it's Seven of Wands is this energy of like fighting. It's like, having to feel like you have to fight your way through life. Like everything's hard and you're fighting and fighting and fighting. And it's like you're letting go of the fight and you're realizing like that you're a lover, not a fighter. It's like, that's what I just heard. And it's beautiful. And then we've got the Six of Swords here. We've got a lot of swords energy here, 3 swords cards. So to me, this is a purification of your mind. You're purifying your mind. You're clearing and cleansing your mind, which is also the 4th dimension. So you're clearing and cleansing any bad dreams and things like this, or you're working through things in your dreams. Dreams are really important for you right now at this time. And I'm just going to speak out loud to restore your transition states between 3rd and 4th dimension, between 4th and 5th dimension, okay? Okay, so that's just going to help if you're having any night terrors or bad dreams. And also remembering that you have power on the astral plane, okay? You're very powerful on the astral plane. I'm seeing that you're doing a lot of work on the astral plane right now, so it's probably impacting like you might not feel like you have super energy right now in your life, or you might feel a bit like everything in your life is a bit chaotic, but things are filtering down into the 3rd dimension right now. You're doing a lot of work in the higher dimensions and they're filtering down, okay? So 6 of Swords is like you're getting distance from someone or something that was kind of like pulling you down. Like I'm seeing this energy of like pulling you down, and you're going to slice that off, whatever it was, behavior, choices, person in your life, people in your life. You're going to slice that off so that you can go really ascend up. It's not even like that you're ascending, it's just that you're freeing yourself from these energies that were pulling you down. And you're doing this through your personal power and through the Queen of Swords, which is assertiveness, boundaries, knowing yourself, knowing your worth, not putting up with any kind of manipulation or shaming techniques from others, So you might want to look into like covert narcissists, because I'm feeling like there's, not for everyone, okay? This is a very general reading, but I do feel like for some of you guys, it might be worth looking into that if you haven't already, because I'm seeing that you're a very beautiful soul, okay? And you might attract souls who want to take advantage of your beautiful light, your beautiful, beautiful, loving light. And it can be very hard to see this from our earthly perspective, but maybe you're being shown the truth about people in your dreams. That is something that I very much resonate with. I definitely feel like I get shown the truth of people through my dream space. And there's a difference between, you got to be discerning about that as well, because sometimes dreams are more symbolic and things like this, but I've had experiences where someone's been telling me something in the 3D, like telling me this thing, trying to manipulate me in 3D, and then I'll have a dream about them around the same time, and I'll be shown a very clear representation of who they actually are and what they're actually doing through the dream space, through how they show up in my dream space, or how they behave in my dream space, and how it makes me feel, and how I wake up with this energy of like violation, or like, oh, I've been lied to, or something like that, So sometimes we're shown the truth that is harder to discern in this 3D through our dreams. Now, the other message that's coming through for you is that you have a very beautiful, pure hearted, loving light, beautiful, again, beauty, beautiful energy. It's very magnetic. People are drawn to it because you have a lot of life force flowing through you. And you have pure-hearted intentions. Now, unfortunately, part of your breakthrough, I feel like, is and will continue to be realizing that others don't actually necessarily share the pure-hearted intentions that you have and that you live by. Okay, so you're very truthful. You tell the truth, but not everyone tells the truth, unfortunately. So sometimes it's like this crazy tower moment when we realize that we've had people lying to us, or that things haven't been quite what we thought they were, you know? But it's a breakthrough. It's a breakthrough. It's a new beginning with the Fool. You're going to be stepping into a new life area. It's very fertile. We've got the fertility card here, Tree of Life, destiny, magical blessings, creativity. Yes, sacral chakra, creativity. You expressing your creativity and letting go of the shame of that, you know? Letting go of the shame of that. Goodness me. Okay, so I want to clear this energy because I do. And I want to bring through some other messages for you about what you have to kind of like look forward to at this time over the next few months. This big portal energy, like what have you got to look forward to? What are you bringing in? Like, you know what I mean, Spirit? Can you help me out? Oh wow, so you got this orange card, which to me is the sacral chakra card in this deck. I really see chakras in everything. But you got inner goddess and Aphrodite. Wow. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Okay, so it's like awaken that divinity in yourself through appreciating yourself, through caring for yourself, through the embodiment of your creative energy, which is also akin to your sexual energy, you know, embodying that sexuality, that creative energy, not feeling ashamed of that, and through not feeling ashamed of expressing that in any way. I feel like I've given this message like a million times already, but dance, like it literally says awaken the goddess within you through dance. And to me, dancing is one of the most beautiful ways of clearing our sacral chakra from any kind of things that we've picked up over our lifetime around shaming ourselves for our creativity and things like this, or shaming ourselves for our sexuality and things like this. And dancing just really, it just clears it. Like, it's just one of those, because the sacral chakra is so connected to our physical world. So clearing it is often has to be done through the physical world, through drawing, painting, singing, dancing, walking, stretching, running, hiking, you know, it's a physical chakra. It's very physical. Okay. Okay, golden opportunity. Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. I love this for you. Golden opportunity. Oh, you got Bridget. Don't back down. Stand up for what you is. Stand up for what you believe is right. Yes, stand up for yourself as well. Stand up for your worthiness to be here and to be beautiful. For some reason, beauty is really coming through. Maybe you need to realize that you're very, very beautiful. I'm getting a feeling like maybe you don't always appreciate how beautiful you are. And beauty doesn't have to be like, you know, the beauty standards of the world. What is this? But you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be that. Like, beauty is, to me, and I know everyone has beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so everyone has their own kind of notions of beauty. But to me, beauty is expressing your unique creativity. Like, to me, that is so beautiful. There's nothing more beautiful than that. Independence. Wow. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Okay? Wow. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I feel like that's quite a pertinent message. True love. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. Wow. Wow. Okay, so it's like your independence is a foundation for your strength and success, and it's a foundation for this love to come into your life, or it might already be in your life, of course. But yeah, you've got a true love around you or coming in for you, and let's pull a little bit more about that. Love is all around, Nightingale Spirit. Whale Spirit, trust the great mystery and be playful on the bottom of the deck. Okay, be playful. So, I feel like you're entering a time right now or over the next little while of like kind of being quite focused on like love and like sexuality kind of thing, which is really serving your soul right now. And you've got love is all around you, okay? And then there's like all these musical notes. So it's like, hello, true love, hello, okay. I'm seeing like, yeah, a beautiful expression of your soul frequency, maybe through music, totally could be through music, dancing. And then I see this other person, this true love person, they're kind of going through their own stuff, and they will be for a little while longer. So that's why I think this card about independence has come through, because they're probably not as available as you are right now. And Spirit's asking you to trust the great mystery and to recognize that they are the whale spirit and you're this nightingale spirit. And they are going through like a deep emotional transformation right now. And you're up on the land, the dry land, and you're like this, have this lightness of being, and they're in the deep depths of the ocean. So there's a bit of a disconnect, but it's not all bad, as this song might feel. It's not all bad. There is meaning to this madness, or method to this madness, Spirit's saying to me. And again, it's about you really being independent in your life, because I feel like you have a really beautiful energy where like you really care, and if someone comes into your life, maybe you end up kind of focusing on that person quite a lot. And Spirit's kind of saying like, you know, your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Okay, group 2, that's really all that I have for you coming through. I really hope that resonated with you today and that served you in some way. And yeah, I'll see you really soon, okay? Bye. Group 3, welcome to your reading. So, I'm going to pull a chakra card first. Kind of try not to look at them. Heart chakra. Okay. Let's get some tarot cards for you. Your messages aren't just popping through like group 1 and 2's did. So you're a bit more secretive or something, group 3. A little bit more hidden, a little bit more invisible. Okay. Oh, hello. Mother Earth, you are called upon to help with environmentalism. And you've got the heart chakra as well. Very beautiful. Okay, let's see your tarot. Okay. Wow, you got Temperance, the Knight of Swords, the Five of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so Spirit is saying to you that you might need to rest a little bit more right now. And I'm seeing you have a lot of energy in you of like, you want to give, 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 you want to give yourself, you want to give your energy to the world, you want to help, you want to be of service in some way. And Spirit's saying sometimes the way you can most be of service is actually just resting your body and being quite still and quiet and calm. Because I see that you're a giver, you know, you have this heart energy, so you give a lot. You probably give a lot all the time. And Spirit's kind of saying that you're brewing something right now, like you're brewing this idea or this, definitely an idea of some kind. And you need to rest a little bit more while this idea is still coming into form, because the Wheel of Fortune is telling me that things will manifest in divine timing. And this Five of Wands is like this energy in us that can kind of create conflict within our beings because we want something to hurry up. We just want it to be time already. But we've got the Temperance card and the Wheel of Fortune card from the Major Arcana. So the Major Arcana in energies, to me, I always read them as very influential in a reading. And the Temperance card and the Wheel of Fortune, actually, they're both connected because Temperance is Sagittarius energy and the Wheel of Fortune is connected to Jupiter, which is the planetary ruler of Sagittarius. So really, I'm seeing luck is on your side with whatever idea that you have for something like a project, or you want to help the world in some way, you want to do a business, or you want to express yourself in a certain way. You have some ideas, you have a lot of ideas, you have a lot of inspiration inside of you, but there's a restlessness to this, okay? And then this restlessness is becoming at odds with the fact that your body is actually needing more rest right now. Yeah, you're restless, but you're also without rest. So you're restless in two ways. So Spirit's saying to really rest. Rest as much as you can, because things are happening in divine timing. I know it's annoying sometimes to hear, but it's true. Like, you can't eat a fruit that is not ripe yet. It won't taste very good. It will actually probably hurt your body to eat it. It will cause indigestion and things. So there's a time for everything, you know? And you have so much desire in your heart to help and to give and to be of service and to share and to be a healer and things like this. You are a healer. It's not something you need to do. It's simply something that you are. I'm seeing you have a lot of heart energy. Look, you got the rose quartz and the heart chakra energy. Like, that is very, very, very strong healer energy. Okay, so you're a healer for this earth. Look, Mother Earth, you're called upon to help with environmentalism. You're a healer. You're just a healer. That's something that you are. It doesn't have to be something that you do, okay? But I'm seeing you maybe having some ideas around how to help the world more, or how to, lots of different things that I'm seeing for you. But Spirit's saying to temper your restlessness, for it to all be here now, because actually there is a beautiful process that's happening very deep within you, and it's going to allow for this idea or this project or this new form that you're coming into to be like a beautiful home that you can live within, right? Something that's sustainable forever, you know? And when we try to push something to happen through our forcefulness and our restlessness, which is usually our ego, right? Our ego is usually the restlessness in us, because our ego is saying, you know, I want to have the the recognition right now, right? Because before something has been born, no one can see it. So this idea or this energy in you it hasn't been born yet. It's still kind of in this gestation period, or in this, like, it's coming to form still. And the ego can be restless because it's like, I want to share this. I want everyone to know who I am. I want to share my art. I want to share my healing. I want to do this and da-da-da. But your spirit is much wiser than that. And your spirit knows that, you know, it's not time to shine right now. Unfortunately, I feel like that's a brutal message to say, but it's just not time to shine right now. And that's, I feel so bad to deliver this message. But it's like, if it will be though, and it might not be very long, but it's just about, like, if you feel tired, rest, you know, don't push yourself into this forceful energy, this ego energy, you know, because our ego is connected to our will and our solar plexus chakra. So sometimes we can, like, use our willpower to kind of, like, make life a lot harder for ourselves. You know, we force things to happen instead of waiting for the divine time when it's actually going to come quite easily to us. Okay. This one. Okay. Group 3. Music. Is this about your album? Is this what this is about? Surrender and release. Celebration. Divine guidance. And freedom, back of the deck. Okay. So why am I giggling? I feel really giggly right now. I feel like a little giggle pot. All right, let's see. Oh, harmony. Ooh, this one wants to come through. Okay. Okay, interesting because these two are from other groups, but you might resonate with the other groups too. Okay, so for some of you, it's very clear that this is a musical thing that you're really wanting to get out there, or you're not sure how to publish it. You're like, maybe you've been sitting on your music work for a long time, so you're kind of like, do I even resonate with this anymore? Is this even what I want to share anymore? Should I just do something new? Should I just publish this thing? Spirit's saying, surrender and release the need for it to be right now. Surrender and release the need for it to be all happening right now. Because you are harmony, power, productivity, and self-confidence. And you are fertility, creativity, destiny, and magical blessings. So yeah, tree of life, number one, there is this energy coming through for you. You're being guided into your destiny. Celebration. Yeah, you're going to be celebrated. Who you are will be celebrated. So don't rush that. You don't have to be celebrated before you're ready to be celebrated, because actually if you are and you try to listen to the ego and push, then if you do get celebrated for who you are, you're going to be like, actually this isn't all of who I am, and I could have done it way better, and if only you guys could have seen this thing that I want you to celebrate. You know what I mean? Like, there is perfection in what is right now, even if it's like really frustrating. Power, self-confidence, and productivity. Heck yes. Power, self-confidence, and productivity. Harmony, fertility, creativity, destiny, magical blessings, tree of life. I mean, gosh, this is big for you. There is a big thing percolating. I don't know what that word is. Be strong. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. Yeah, so be strong in the face of your restlessness is the word that keeps coming up. Restless. Fairness. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. Look, you have so much of the divine on your side. Group 3, you honestly have it going on. Like, you have it covered. I don't even feel like you're in a period of, like, you're in a really strong place right now. Like, anything, like, you already have quite a large divine passion. You already have quite a large divine passion. That's not what I was going to say. But it says, be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? What is your heart's true desire? What is your heart's true desire, group 3? Okay, what is your heart desiring? And you know what? Your heart is different to your ego. Right? It is. And ego, like, I don't say ego as like being a bad thing, because this is my perspective on ego, okay? And it's just my opinion, okay? But to me, ego is a part of how we express who we are in this lifetime to the world. And in a way, we need ego, because the ego is a part of, you know, it's a part of the reason that we want to share our music or our art, because we want to be recognized and we want to connect with this sense of our identity. You know, we want to identify as someone, so we feel seen and heard and recognized, and that's part of connection and human relationships and things like this. So to me, ego is a driving force within us that we kind of need, because if we are completely without ego, then we don't want to, you know, we have no care if our album is listened to, or we have no care about, you know, it's a different frequency. In a way, I guess you could call it enlightenment, and when you're enlightened, you don't really need to be on earth anymore, so you're kind of done. So what I'm seeing for you is like that you have a lot of energy in you, but the way to move out of this period of maybe feeling tired or a little bit like you need to rest all the time, a way of moving out of that is to let go, surrender and release that ego energy in you that is potentially causing you to have this inner conflict and this sense of like, oh, I just need it to happen now, or just rah, 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 kind of being a bit hard on yourself as well. That's the ego. And aligning to your divine passion, your divine, literally it says divine passion. And you are strong enough to do that. And your divine passion is the energy in you that will create the fairness in your life. It will create the manifestation of your heart's true desire. What is your heart's true desire, right? Your heart's desire, not your ego's desire. What is your heart's desire? And that is really, the heart is the energy of our, like when we connect to it as our heart is desiring, that is what our soul is desiring. That is what our spirit is desiring. That is what our higher self, our divine will, is wanting to create for us. The ego desires, the ego desires often override our heart's desire. And when we only chase ego desire in life, like this again, it's my opinion, take it or leave it, but I believe if we only chase ego desire in life, we don't feel very fulfilled. We don't feel very fulfilled, and oftentimes we also don't necessarily have a lot of energy. Or when we get the thing that we think we want, it doesn't feel like what we thought it would feel like. But when we align to our heart's desire, which is also our divine will, right? And we have our earthly will in our solar plexus chakra, then we have our divine will, which is crown chakra and above. It's sort of like our higher self energy. It's, you know, the part of us that's connected to all of our lifetimes we've ever lived and to source energy and all this stuff, and we bring through energy through aligning to our divine will. That's how we increase our life force energy. When we align to our divine will, we pull this energy down through us, and it makes us using our earthly will, our personal power, our personal willpower in our solar plexus chakra, it makes that process a lot easier. It does. It's divine guidance. We are guided by our divine will, okay? And it takes us to the places we want to go, and it fulfills us in a different way, and we help the earth. We help the earth with that, okay? But the heart speaks to us very softly, and oftentimes it's hard to listen to because the ego is very, very loud. And the ego also is connected to fear and things like this. So sometimes it can feel like listening to the heart's desire is counterproductive. Like the heart's desire is telling you to rest right now. And you're like, no, I can't rest because I need to be able to da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da, you know? But it's like there's a magic in that because it's the thing that delivers us to our creative divine destiny. It's the pathway that is of the most ease and is of the most abundance. The flow of ease and the flow of abundance comes through our heart. So be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? What is it truly desiring? And then know and listen, first of all. We've got to listen to that because it might take a while for that heart's desire to really bubble up to the surface and to be able to come to you in a way that you can hear it. You know, an idea that comes to you in a way that is very quiet but it has a seed of potential in there, you know, you feel it as a different frequency to the other ideas. You feel it's like, oh, this would actually, this has substance, you know. So listening to the language of your heart and also recognizing that you're allowed to dream. This is something that I've been doing on my Patreon recently because actually we've been going through the heart chakra on my Patreon recently. Join up if you're interested. It's a great community there. We're doing an inner child series, Up the Chakras. And if you want, you could wait until the 1st of August because then you can sign up for $7 for a whole month. If you sign up now, I mean, you're welcome, of course, always. But it might be that, you know, it's halfway through the month or more. So, you know, just keep it in mind. But what was I saying? Yeah, we've been doing the heart chakra on my Patreon recently. And one of the exercises that Spirit kind of guided me to sharing was around really thinking and dreaming about what is my heart's desire for this lifetime and really settling into exploring that and listening to that, because sometimes we can get into these patterns, and certainly I know that I think all of us have been facing this in the past sort of 18 months around not feeling like we are allowed to dream or desire because, well, it's not possible, or, you know, because I can't travel right now, those kinds of things. But it's like this more than ever is the time where we must keep dreaming, we must keep desiring something for our life, we must keep hoping, envisioning things, because we have that power, we have that ability. And it's kind of like if we give up on our dreams or our desires, I mean, that's an exhausting way of living. To not have any dreams or desires, like to not even be aware that you have desire, because the thing is, you don't ever not have desire. It's just that maybe you suppress it or you restrict it. You're like, that's not possible. The ego comes in and says, that's never going to happen, so just stop thinking about it. And that's not true. That's ego. You know, the truth is in the heart. The truth is in that desire. And you can pray for a pathway to be shown. How can I make this desire manifest in this lifetime? Spirit, show me the way. Spirit, help me. Help me. I want to help the world. I want to do this. I want to do that. This is my desire. I want to do this music. Help me. Show me the way. Show me the path. And it might not be in your ego's liking for the time frame in which that pathway opens up for you, but you will be guided. Slowly but surely, you'll be shown a path that is magic. It's magic because it's possible. When the ego says, that's not going to happen, you can't dream of that, that's not going to happen, pray to Spirit for another path. Pray to Spirit to be shown the way, and you will. You will. You will be shown, and you can be as crazy of a desire as you want. Like, seriously, something that your ego is probably like, that's never gonna happen. But if you pray to be shown a path, you can find a way. You can. Magical blessings. Hello, magical blessings. Hello, magical blessings. Like, come on, magic is real. You are capable of magic. You're capable of being blessed of a destiny that is magical. So pray to be shown the path if you need to, okay? Mwah. Thank you, group 3. I love you so much, and I'll see you really soon, okay? Bye-bye.